guarantee of more than any other keeper. He is like the Darth Vader of opposing goalies that the Rowdies have faced over the years.
And he was lightning quick off his line like a cat. A big cat, mind you. He's still very quick off his line to gobble up that chance on the penalty spot.
Player is down here, and that is Fernandez, who gets up slowly.
Well, Leo Fernandez always wants to start. We asked him point blank, do you mind coming off the bench at this point in your career? And he's like, no, I want to be on the field. I want to set the tone for my team from minute one until the point where I need to come off. Well, he gets the nod tonight for the first time in a very long time, and this is where he's most comfortable.
Rowdies trying to create some chances here. This is Castellanos. Bassett will send it back. Grand Central Brewhouse, a family-friendly, pet-friendly, community-friendly, two-story brewery, taproom, and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. GCB featuring traditional lagers and ales brewed in-house and served directly from European serving tanks. It's the Grand Central Brewhouse.
That's just grand.
I think so. Van Oekel covers. I love the hairstyle too from Van Oekel. We've seen him come up here usually with the bald head in the past, but yeah, he's got a full head of hair tonight. He's ready to go.
I'm a little jealous. That's some fantastic hair.
So am I. PC will track it down here, and a goal kick on the way, 17 minutes in.
Well, the last time the Rowdies had a goal kick here, they pressured Forrest last, so he couldn't get to Aaron Guillen. Here, the centre-backs, Castellanos and Lasso, have to take responsibility and bring the ball cleanly out of the back. Now, players like Bassett and Cristostomo have to go into those seams as that front four of Birmingham push forward to attack or press. Or he could just kick the ball on to Leo Fernandez and have him bring it down.
Across the field now. This is Samota. Again, he'll turn 17 the end of May. And now Danny Trejo, former Las Vegas Light, also spent lots of time with LAFC. To get it right back to him again, targeting Damas, and now Bassett tries to navigate through traffic, cut off instantly. Enzo Martinez bossing the ball in that center circle.
He's so good, and he sets the tone for Birmingham over the last few years. He can play that holding midfield role in front of the centre backs, or he can push up and play behind Damas.
Trejo once more. Trying to cut it right through that Rowdies back line. This is a shot from distance. It's on the ground, just off frame as Campisi went low to get it.
Well, Enzo Martinez never saw a shot that he didn't like. And this is technique. The ball was never perfect, but he got his laces on it, and he just whizzed past that first post.
Campisi will place it down. Tampa Bay with tonight, a key match in this Birmingham affair. Then midweek, you've got Orlando City coming in for a Lamar Hunt Open Cup showdown. That is going to be spicy.
No love lost between those two teams.
So lots to look forward to for the Rowdies. 6-game homestand here. And still a long way to go through it, as Charleston, Rhode Island await in coming weeks. And Oakland now. We'll start with Hamota.
Just looking at Pacios, buying his time, now closing in on Van Oekel. They don't want to show any sort of outlets, and it pays off beautifully. A little bit of patience by the Rowdies. It was a very focused and deliberate press. It wasn't just a head of steam chasing after the ball. They sort of corralled Birmingham towards the sideline, and there was nowhere for Hamota to go. So Neangabera putting it in place. Bassett trying to get to it. This
This is McCartney. And this is going to be a foul. It was Crisostomo coming up. And Martinez went down as he was struck from behind. And Crisostomo a little talking to here.
You don't mind that if you're a head coach. It shows the eagerness, it shows the intensity in the middle of the park. Crisostomo not giving Martinez a chance to even turn or trap the ball. He's right on top of the player. Comes that press again. Beautiful.
Tampa Bay, here's an opportunity. Rowdies getting it back with Van Casio. Operating in the center circle, trying to change the early momentum here. 21 minutes in, still looking for our first goal. Bassett going down, and now Nyongaberi from the right side. Nyongaberi setting up the cross. And we've got our first Colony Grill corner kick.
What a plus to have your right midfielder playing right back tonight. Nyongaberi is going to give you this 1v1 against defenders, make them commit. Consequently, first corner kick for the Rowdies.
Famous thin crust pizza since 1935. We enjoyed that in the pregame. At least some of us did. Ryan ate most of it.
The thinnest of crust.
Fernandez set to let this one go. The in-swinger. Far post. Oh, Lasso in the neighborhood. Couldn't get a piece of it. Now, one-timer just outside the box, and it's sent over the crossbar.
Well, two of the best in the business. Leo Fernandez on a dead ball. He can put that thing on a dime. And Forrest Lasso, when it comes to the ball in the air, top 3 in the USL. He gets to the back post, heads it right back into the mix-up. Right back in the danger area, and it's up to Hamuda to awkwardly clear it. And Crisostomo says hello to everyone 10 rows back.
Crisostomo, a bit of a surprise tonight. Late change in the starting lineup. As Van Casio now navigating. Fernandez.
Beautiful.
So sure-footed for the Rowdies. Aaron Guillen on that far side. Circling back. This ball sent in right at Van Oekel. He'll cover it easily. Birmingham leads this all-time series. Hard to believe. 6-4-3 overall against the Rowdies. In fact, they've won 2 of their last 3 matches coming in here to Alling tonight.
And that's a big, that's going to tip the scales, those 2 matches last year. A 1-0 win in Allang, and then a 2-0 win in Birmingham. The 3 sparks really came good last year in the middle of the season. You had a tough start at the beginning, and then you turned the tide.
Couple touches now. Rowdies with Van Casio. It's McCartney and Birmingham controlling. eFootball is here. You can live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
And you can play with the retro Rowdies uniform on eFootball. And $3.95 is the price.
How about last week, all those Rowdies legends were here at the stadium being honored. What an emotional moment that was at halftime. All the great names of the past. Great to see Iron Mike Connell and the crew out here. 1 week ago, Georgi Ristoff also from the modern era. Birmingham now attacking once more, trying to get it to Ronaldo Damas. Bassett will track it down across the pitch.
Well, you can see that burst of speed on the right-hand side. The separation. Ball comes across the goal. No Birmingham players can get on it.
Now it's Nyongaberi. Oh, good slide. Just in time there. Tampa Bay to throw it in with Arteaga.
What about that tackle by Hamuda? He measured it, put everything behind it, just to send a little message to Nyongaberi. I'm here.
Nyongaberi, second season as a Rowdy. As it heads out, Pacific will throw it in one more time. The man from Burundi.
Now this is where Leo Fernandez can find a seam and create some havoc.
Shedding
Right
a defender.
here.
Nicely done. It was Guillen. Now Fernandez. Fernandez gets it back. He's in the box. He's tripped down. And the Rowdies will have a penalty.
Well, we talked about Leo Fernandez finding a seam. Boy, when he found it, the injection of pace is exactly what they needed. In a very crowded space, Leo Fernandez has the ability to explode because of his ball control. He gets there first. Enzo Fernandez caught with his foot in the cookie jar. And that looked right on the line. Remember, on the line is a penalty. It has to be behind the line for a free kick.
So close. But good for the penalty kick, courtesy of Abdou Njai's call. And now Leo Fernandez has a chance to get the Rowdies on the board.
Did you see Leo Fernandez walk up and grab that ball just to make sure everybody knew there was no question who's going to kick this penalty?
Remember, the Rowdies went to a PK shootout last week. Here, a penalty kick in regulation time. Van Oekel is the keeper. Rowdies lead 1-0. Leo Fernandez.
Who can? The Samba man can. Leo Fernandez back in the starting lineup for a very, very long time. And the Rowdies number 10, former MVP, legend in this league and for the Rowdies, creates the penalty, steps up in front of the fans and delivers. Opens up his hips at the last moment. He's showing Van Oekel his right. Opens up at the last moment and goes left. Looks a little bit like Neymar from Brazil.
Fernandez saying that he took some notes watching Neymar take those PKs. Certainly he has taken notice, and even when you're a pro, Ryan, you watch other pros and other world-class players and try and emulate them at times.
You have to take some notes in no matter what business you're in, sports or otherwise. You have to look up on top and take notes. And Leo Fernandez, of course, Brazilian at heart, took notes from the ultimate Brazilian, Neymar.
So Rowdies with a goal lead. And with that goal, Rowdies donate $250 to Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. Doing that all season long.
What a goal.
Great partnership with Orlando Health Bayfront. And now Van Casillo.
Castellanos' outlet to Pacias just now was absolutely remarkable. Under pressure and found the one lone target right on his foot. And now the Rowdies have the ball back in the attacking third.
Youngaberry slowly approaching. Rowdies playing with a little confidence here. Pacias being squeezed by that back line. Pacias will hit it out of bounds. Pacias has been the most lethal Rowdies player this season, and I think Steve Coleman at the moment can take a deep breath. Rowdies certainly needed that.
Pacias has that uncomfortable speed, and he's willing to shoot with his left or his right.
Arteaga one-timer. Oh, what a save by Van Oekel. Pacias tries to get another crack at it, and the Rowdies will have another corner kick on the way.
Make no mistake, this is Leo Fernandez finding Arteaga over his shoulder. And look at the technique by Arteaga. One bounce, unleashed a rocket to that first post. Good save by Van Oekel. To be fair, it was a good height, waist height.
Second Colony Grill corner kick for the Rowdies. And this guy, Ali Bassett, he has been feisty as can be for the Rowdies this year. Had a goal a couple matches ago. The in-swinger this time puts it on the ground for Fernandez, who got a piece, but no harm done.
Yeah, Leo Fernandez wanted more pace on that ball. And that would have allowed him to win the race against the defender to get a shot on goal. But love to see Bassett and Leo Fernandez on the field at the same time. Two very good creative players who have tight control in tight spaces and can unlock other people and make them free by drawing a crowd.
So excited you're with us tonight. Drew Felios and Ryan Davis. Great to have you here at Al Lang Stadium. Watching on ESPN Plus or Tampa Bay's 44, our local carrier of Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. Rowdies looking for their first 3 points here at home. They do have one win earlier this year down in Miami. Looking to gain that confidence and really mesh here chemistry-wise.
Now, the lefty on the left is going to give you that natural width, but with Leo Fernandez cutting inside, remember he's very left-footed, had to use the outside of his foot there. You know, by the way, Birmingham just did a superb job getting out of that press.
So Birmingham absolutely peppering Rowdies keeper Nicholas Campisi early in this match, but Rowdies have taken over after about the 20-minute mark and looking really good at the moment. This is Fernandez and Bassett.
Look at that touch, Stu.
Look at that touch. Got a little time and space to work with here. Bassett again. Ali Bassett. Ball will sail out of bounds.
Again, pressure, nowhere to go. It looks like I-4 in rush hour, and Leo Fernandez can still finesse the ball to Nyangaberi and then win a corner.
So Van Oekel, some words for his back line as we get set for another Colony Grow corner.
Now, the last time Leo Fernandez had a corner here, he found Forrest Lasso at the back post. I have a funny feeling he's going to whip this one towards the first post.
Here it comes from Leo.
Right to the last post again.
Van Oekel, ball is still loose, could not corral it, and he was fighting with his teammate that time. His little friendly fire. The Rowdies will have it one more time. Bassett will switch to the other side.
Well, with the ball always coming in from this near side for Leo Fernandez, the in-swinger, is always going to bring Van Oekel into play. It's going to come right into his kitchen. Didn't have a convincing punch, but he made up for it at the end.
Rowdies a goal up, courtesy of the PK off the golden foot of Leo Fernandez. Now it's Ali Bassett. Bassett with the line drive right on the doorstep. Rowdies trying to get a strike. Coming in once more, it was Fernandez with the right foot. And another corner is moments away.
Another superb delivery. Again, an in-swinger. Now the defenders are facing their own goal. So hard to defend that.
Bassett now. Little calmness, but I love Bassett taking those corner kicks. I think he really has some purpose coming off.
He has that technique.
Yes. So Leo to throw it in. We want to tell you about the Prince Tires Tailgate. You can enter the Prince Tires Tailgate Kids Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack up worth up to $3,000. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today. The Prince Tires Sweepstakes. Ryan, I know you're scrambling for your phone. You want that $3 grand.
Absolutely. I'm going to tailgate with it when I win the $3 grand as well. Let's not forget what Campisi has done in this match. He had 3 point-blank saves, maybe 4 in those opening 10 minutes.
And I know you've seen so many times before when you're a visiting team and you have early opportunities and you can't cash one of them in, usually a dry spell follows after that, especially when you're on the road.
Well, it's not going to take long for the home team to settle in, and the Rowdies did exactly that. But the important thing is, Drew, that the score remained at 0-0 for the Rowdies to settle in. To settle in down 1-0 or 2-0, now it's all uphill for the rest of the game. Keeping that score at 0-0 gives the team a chance to push ahead.
Coleman.
And that goes back to our keys to our game, Drew.
Yep.
Keeping clean sheets.
Certainly. Now it's the Legion. Possessing with purpose here. Rowdies again starting to see that fluidity and cohesion finally come to pass. This is a beautiful ball though. Denny Trejo tracked immediately by Nyangaberi. Oh, nicely done this time. Martinez puts it in front of the goal. Lasso right there, though, like a wall. Forrest Lasso in perfect position.
The ball over the top was from Tyler Pasha, who came deep and had a raking pass. A diagonal ball, 50 yards. That is technique. That takes skill. Here he is again.
Look out, here he comes. It's Damas. Damas going down. He'll get that call. So Njai going to take out the shaving cream, and Birmingham's going to have it in a great spot here.
Talk about burst of speed. Ronaldo Damas has a 7th gear. This is when he starts to create separation.
Oh.
Leo Fernandez out of position, just slid in. Remember, the Rowdies conceded a goal from this very position.
They keep moving the ball up as well. Referee Njai's got to check that. As you see, Campisi trying to direct traffic here. They've touched that ball a couple times.
All of a sudden, it's going to be on the penalty spot.
No kidding. Here comes Trejo. Danny Trejo will watch it go. The wall formed on the ground. Rowdies get a piece. Arteaga sending it back. Still alive here. Jake Roof. Now McCartney spreading the wealth. Roof again. Birmingham doesn't panic. Sign of a good club here. And this one airmailed over everybody. Rowdies defense does its job.
You know, sometimes when a goalkeeper saves a penalty, everybody else starts to rally around the effort. Campisi in this first half, with the saves that he's pulled off, the players' body language is starting to respond. If he can save us and keep us in the match, who are we to let ourselves and him down after that? And you could see the body language from the Rowdies team now. They are rallying.
Yeah, Campisi, no doubt, I think, our player of the match in the first half, at least. Still lots of soccer to be played. But he absolutely sparked this club with a flurry of saves, in case you're just joining us at the start in the first 15 minutes. Now it's Fernandez, a little caught up here with Arteaga. Leo going down awkwardly. You see Enzo Martinez saying, hey, those two hit each other. That ball should play on. May have a point there as Fernandez trying to shake it off.
Looks like it's going to be a drop ball, so Aaron Guillen has to get back at that left back position.
Guillen sends it back here to Campisi. He's got to be careful here. Castellanos. Robert Castellanos going down. See the pressure applied by Birmingham.
That was a brilliant, brilliant press by Trujillo. And Castellanos was let off the hook.
Pacios tries to put it forward. Guillen trying to get there. Van Ogle. So coverage of tonight's match is brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa's personal injury lawyers. Online at farahandfarah.com. Aaron Guillen on the throw at 39th minute. Been some classic matches between Tampa Bay and Birmingham in the Legion's existence. This is Bassett now, switching the point of attack. Nyongaberi. Rowdies, not much numbers, but Nyongaberi trying to do things himself. Pacios with the shot. Nearly had it.
Well, the man from Burundi wants to leave his mark on this game. Twisting and weaving, keeping tight control. Don't forget, he is the right back. Coming up from deep, arriving late. Gets past one, gets past another right here. And then puts it a little bit of daylight for Pacios for a center forward. That's enough daylight.
Safe to say, Birmingham has had, I think, the possession edge up to this point. The Rowdies, though, have had the bigger splash plays and really have been able to keep the visitors honest here.
Well, we've seen so many teams come into our land recently, have possession.
Here's the Legion, another one on frame. Campisi goes down to get it. And that was Danny Trejo once again making his presence felt. Campisi, a little smile for the camera. Trejo shaken up.
It was a follow through after Trejo's shot. But so many teams over the last couple of weeks have had possession in our land and end up losing or just barely hanging on because the team without the possession is doing quick counters and getting the better chances of the two.
So Mark Briggs looking on. So we're slowly approaching halftime. Just want to tell everybody watching tonight, you want to watch the Rowdies halftime piece tonight. A special look back as Rowdies legends come back to Al Lang Stadium, talk about the great tradition, the history, playing at the old Sombrero back in the day. As this club was formed in 1975, and an emotional week it was last week. That's all coming up at the half. You do not want to miss that. Also have news and notes from around the league. And we'll also hope to get a quick word with Steve Coleman, Rowdies' interim head coach. Bassett now moving. Again, directing some traffic. And this is Castellanos and Lasso. Here comes that pressure, though. Rowdies feeling it.
Forrest Lasso and Castellanos, over the period of this game, have grown in confidence with the ball at their feet. In the opening 5 to 10 minutes, they look very shaky. Now they're settling in and bringing the ball out to the back. Beautiful Leo Fernandez.
This is Bassett on top of it. Youngberry, he is a warrior. Sends this one in. Arteaga gets a piece. Just not enough to squeeze inside that goal. Van O goal just in time.
Well, Bassett's delivery, Arteaga was blinded by the defender.
Oh.
What a recovery by Forrest Lasso. Was left for dead early on in this match, trying to trail Damas. This time gets the angle and a well-timed tackle.
Fernandez Foster, second season here as a Legion, another former LA Galaxy. Several of those guys on the pitch tonight. How about that slide by Youngberry? Well, he just comes in like a heated missile.
Well, we saw Hamuda down here early on in the first half. I think Youngberry wanted to say hello to somebody on that end.
This is Hamoda. It's been pretty fluid throughout this first half. Don't expect much extra time here.
Well, so far, Birmingham have led in possession 54 to 46.
Fernandez Foster takes some air out of it here for the Legion. And once again, eager to see those time of possession minutes, because it just feels like the Legion have really had it for the majority. The Rowdies still the lead on the scoreboard. That's the final number that matters. Arteaga a little frustrated there. And here comes that attack. Martinez once again in the middle of it. Lasso and Castellanos using that size.
Well, that's the importance of getting that first goal. You can then manage the game. It's the other team that now has to walk uphill to try and get it back.
Forrest Lasso. He has raised a family here in Tampa Bay. We asked him, did he think that his career was on borrowed time, especially after the injury, being in his 30s? He says, I have just as much passion now as I did whenever I started playing this game, and talked about the honor earlier this week of what it meant to put on that Rowdies uniform night after night. That fire still burns as here comes Bassett. Ali Bassett, the shot taken. Oh! Went far post with it, just off frame.
Well, they backed off the former Canadian Player of the Year, but they didn't read the scouting report, Drew. You cannot back off of Bassett. And look at this snapshot. Taking his time as he gets within range, just unleashes in stride. Great technique again.
You look at Bassett play. He's got those long white sleeves, Ryan, and he likes to tuck his hands underneath those sleeves. I mean, he almost looks like a guy who would love to play in cold weather, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And earning your trade in Canada, he did play in cold weather.
Safe to say.
Tyler Pasha.
Here comes the Legion. It's Martinez. Martinez sending it back. Birmingham showing some good form here. Operating from the right side. Leo Fernandez marking it tightly. Arteaga there as well. This is McCartney. Trejo busy in this first half. This is where they want it. Get it to Damas. There's Ronaldo Damas, and again it's Lasso. Right there, step for step.
The movement by Damas, exceptional. And looks like an offside was called on the initial pass, but that movement, it's always giving the midfielders a target. And Fernandez, who just delivered the pass, completed the most passes last week Saturday against Hartford in that match. He is a maestro in midfield, the number 8.
So Nicholas Campisi, his play setting the tone here to let it go likely for the last time before halftime. Ethan Bondre was in goal last week, that Miami match. Tonight it's Campisi, and he is having himself a night. Guillen will run this one down. Aaron Guillen going down right there. Rowdies will keep possession and likely take it to the locker room.
Aaron Guillen is staying down. That knock is a knee into the thigh. It's called a Charlie horse, a bongo.
And that will do it for the first half of play. Guillen will get up slowly. Hopefully he's okay. The Rowdies do their job, and it is complete through the first half. Much more soccer to come, though. This is a good game thus far up to this point. 1-0 is the score. Tampa Bay over Birmingham. The Rowdies getting the goal from Leo Fernandez, who is back in the starting 11, making his usual magic happen, and another great Leo moment as he scores on the PK. Also, Nicholas Campisi again. We've emphasized the Rowdies goalkeeper, the Argentinian, how many shots he was able to send back. Also doing an outstanding job. Rowdies took them a few minutes to get settled early in this game, but once they got their footing, the Rowdies doing what they usually do here at home, make things very difficult on the visiting side. So 1-0 is the score. We told you, great halftime show coming up. You definitely want to stay tuned for that. Rowdies legends back here at Al Lang last week. All right, we are joined now by Steve Coleman, the interim head coach for the Rowdies. Coach, what a first half it was. What are some of the things that really stood out to you? There were certainly a lot of things there.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? It's a really good game of football. Two teams trying to play their style and impose themselves on the game. And you know, we probably rode our luck a little bit early on, and it's good to go in 1-0 in front. It certainly changes the dynamic of what we say at half-time for sure.
Leo Fernandez does it again also, Coach.
He's magical, isn't he? Yeah, the crowd come to see players like Leo play, and we're really happy to have him on the pitch. So, yeah, delighted to go in front, and we look forward to the second half.
Awesome, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Jap. See you soon.
Rowdies with a 1-0 lead. Halftime coming up. You don't want to miss it. Tampa Bay and Birmingham. Great to have you with us from St. Petersburg.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better. With our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better. With our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
What a first half it was. Tampa Bay survives an early Birmingham onslaught, and they lead 1-0 as we are at halftime here at Al Lang Stadium. So excited to have you with us tonight, everybody. I'm Drew Felios. Let's flash back a little bit to last week, though, and the Rowdies honoring their history. Of course, this is the 50th anniversary of Tampa Bay Rowdy soccer, and some of the old names, the great stars of the past, getting together and reminding us what it means to be a Tampa Bay Rowdy for life. Watching that just gives you chills. The Tampa Bay Rowdies in their 50th season. So many great moments, so many great memories. It's an honor for us to bring those to you week after week. 1-0 is the score. A gorgeous night at Al Lang Stadium. We've got much more Birmingham and Tampa Bay after this.
Oh, look at that! And listen to the crowd! The goal coming through! Oh, Sacramento is taking the lead.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas. I'll show you something so good that you ain't never seen before. I'll show you something you've never seen before.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better. With our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
This week on USL All Access, we talk the big winners from Week 1 of Jägermeister Cup. We're also going to preview Sunday's nationally televised match between Oakland Roots and Sacramento Republic on CBS Sports Network. Liam O'Connell, technical director of USL Men's Pathway, joins us to talk the structural changes that have taken place at the youth level and how they're for the greater good of development in this country.
All right, we're usually honoring a USL Team of the Week. Now it's a Jägermeister Cup Team of Round 1. And you notice a couple Rowdies at the top there. Jack Blake, J.J. Williams, former Rowdies. I must say, both a presence with this organization in the past. Danny Trejo doing it on the field tonight for Birmingham Legion. This team, what a force they are. Ian Fuller, the coach of the week. Look at the news and notes. Chasing glory, 12 USL Championship clubs advancing to the Open Cup round of 32. 7 hosting MLS sides next week, including the Rowdies. The changing of the guard. Welcome Mark Briggs, second head coach in Birmingham club history this week. He's on the pitch tonight. And also the housewarming party. Rhode Island FC, a sellout crowd, over 10,000 fans for the opening of Centerville Bank Stadium this weekend. A magical moment for Rhode Island FC. Look at the scoreboard around the league. Matches in progress and those that have completed. Charleston, big win over Hartford Athletic. A lot of those also happening right now. Detroit City, 2-1 over Indy 11. A couple other games later on tonight. El Paso in action as they take on the Switchbacks. Should be fun there. So we'll get you ready for half number 2 when we come back. Ralph's Mob making their presence felt, rooting on the Rowdies here tonight. So far it's working. 1-0 the score, and we're back in a moment.
Pick 2.
Pick 3.
Pick 4. Pick 5.
This happen a lot?
Only during pick games drawings. So, twice a day, every day.
And every game gives back to education. Okay.
The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
You want to do it with me?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll marry you.
Can we just close the door?
Hands off me. It's a big surprise.
How you doing?
Let me show you my underwear.
Hook up with Friends 5 nights a week. Catch a full hour of Friends weeknights at 7 on Tampa Bay 44.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Fun-filled night so far here at Al Lang Stadium. 1-0 to score. The Rowdies lead Birmingham Legion. Welcome back inside the booth. Drew Felios rejoined here by Ryan Davis. What an exciting match it's been thus far. Birmingham on the doorstep several times early in the first half. The Rowdies gaining their footing, though, and Leo Fernandez coming up big.
Yeah, Leo Fernandez came about midway through that first half, but make no mistake, the beginning of the match belongs to the goalkeeper, Campisi. First save, second save, that's point blank. That's almost 2 goals scored there. Damas again, so much time, too much time. Just couldn't cut it to the last post. Rowdy survive again. Tyler Pasha on his bike, finds Damas. Guess who's there? Campisi taking care of his first post. And then Leo Fernandez and then the Rowdies teams start to settle in. Gets the ball in a tight space, explodes, wins the penalty. Only the Samba man can in such tight spaces. Shows left, goes right, and gives the Rowdies a 1-0 lead after Birmingham dominated for those first 20 minutes. Getting a goal behind their MVP, Rowdies back in motion in our land.
So players on the field, and we are moments away here from starting half number 2. Birmingham will move now from left to right. I want to say hello and And thanks to our good friend Roxanne Wilder, local personality on the radio and on TV, visiting us here during the half. Great to see her husband Doug as well. And I believe that's Walter Allen, also Fox 13, who is in the press box here tonight. So local media gathering to celebrate the Tampa Bay Rowdies here in this 50th anniversary season. Birmingham, meanwhile, starting to go to work as this ball is sent by Nicholas Campisi. Will gather it here. And the Rowdies, I think these first few minutes are critical, Ryan, coming out of the locker room, given the momentum they established in the first half.
Yeah, they have to settle down as quickly as they can to try to hold off this Birmingham team. We just saw Damas and Enzo Fernandez almost linking up and having a clear opportunity to equalize. And Campisi is lining up here like he's going to kick this ball in the ocean.
Birmingham working quickly, finding feet. This team is always thinking attack. This is Tregarthen from the right side. Aaron Guillen trying to stay with him. Little zigzag time. Guillen sliding. Oh, dangerous tackle that time. Guillen looks back at him. And again, I think an effective tackle, but still very close.
Fantastic sliding tackle. It had to be measured. If he missed it, it would have been a penalty. But Tregarthen showing off that speed. That's a foul.
Bassett going down there, Trejo. Trejo looks a little bit frustrated in this match thus far. The Rowdies trying to bottle him up. Danny Trejo, we told you about in the early part of the match, looks like that he's just a bit irritated.
Yeah, don't forget Nyongaberry, who's the right back, continues to overlap. So Trejo has to pick up defensive responsibilities, and sometimes that can take a forward out of their rhythm.
So Nicholas Campisi, the Argentinian, here to give it a ride.
The man from Union Santa Fe. Well, at least he played there.
And now this is the Legion. Tregarthen. So many players in USL Championship, Ryan, out of South America. The passion of the beautiful game on display.
It's a way of life, Drew. It's not just a game. It's what they talk about after the game, before the game, when they go home and have dinner, talk with their father, mother, uncle.
So this is Tregarthen again. Again, Guillen tracking.
I tell you what, I mean, Aaron Guillen bodied him off beautifully again. But this guy, Tregarthen, he has an extra gear that is uncomfortable.
Good job by Guillen, though, managing the angles.
Correct. The 1v1 defending, angles are all part of it. You shouldn't have to lunge. You should be able to use your positioning.
Try to send it through. Now it's Martinez. Ball comes right back out, sent it on the ground, and Campisi able to fall on it for the Rowdies. So interesting to see how the Rowdies react, going from right to left here in the second half. Usually Tampa Bay was going to Ralph's mob in the last half of play. Tonight it's different.
Yeah, obviously Birmingham won the toss and decided to send Rowdies in the first half towards the supporter section. But Kobe Fernandez came into this match having 9 shots, no goals as yet. And you can see why. He has fantastic technique. It's from way outside on his left foot. They don't miss many games, Ralph's mob.
Oh, a lot of tugging going on here. Pacius. Bit of a wrestling match inside the box.
Well, Fanuel Cavita, you don't want to go into a wrestling match with him, Drew. That'll be the WWE champion by tonight. And he completely manhandled Pacius.
Jake Roof. Little air out of it here.
Jake Roof leads this team in minutes because he's so versatile. He can play a right centre back or right back. So he's a coach's dream every Saturday.
Rowdies will have it here on the far side. Pacific Nyongabiri playing well, and Steve Coleman doing his thing. The confidence has not wavered. We told you about how this young head coach with a daunting task of getting this Rowdies franchise back on track. He feels he is the guy for the job, and he is gaining his players' support, and a win here tonight would be absolutely huge.
And he has to give them the mindset, or encourage the mindset when they're up a goal or up 2 goals, to manage the game, not get caught wanting or caught out of position. Allow the other team to have some possession, so then you can then dictate the game in counter-attacks. Exactly what the Rowdies are doing right now.
Legion now picking their spots. This will go out of bounds. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season. You can catch live matches and analysis every day on the Golazo Network, also on ESPN Plus as well. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
Tell you what, USLChampionship.com, that is an unbelievable website. It is so up to date and cutting edge. USL have certainly set the standards when it comes to their website.
Matt Van Oekel navigating tonight for the Legion. Question going through the minds of Rowdies fans right now: is 1 goal enough to beat these Legion? I think they may have to add another to get out of here with 3.
Yeah, Birmingham has too much talent between Tyler Pasha, Enzo Martinez, and Ronaldo Damas.
So far, Abdul Njai's been on point as Arteaga gets up here for the Rowdies. Again, picture-perfect weather. The weather here thus far this year has just been splendid. Almost wish it would just be like this all the time.
It's been dry, no rain, so as a result, it's not too moist and humid, no humidity. But I tell you what, my lawn wants rain.
Possibly some rain in the forecast tomorrow.
I'll make sure and tell my lawn.
This is Nyongaberi. He loses it. Legion will come right back here on the counter. Arteaga caught a little flat-footed that time. Van Oekel able to gather it in.
And let's pay attention when the Rowdies do have the ball. They're not just going to lunge forward and get caught at the back if they get dispossessed. They are going to be more deliberate.
Now it's Jake Roof. Pasher very crafty here with the ball at his feet. Fernandez Foster cutting it back. Sebastian Tregarden, the Uruguayan. Jake Roof comes up to help as well. Now he's going to make them do something here. Fernandez Foster again.
Beautiful.
Switch that point of attack. Bassett goes over there to help out. And again, Bassett able to simply redirect in a corner on the way from the visitors.
I'll tell you what, Kobe Hernandez can hit just about any pass on that field. He just pinged it to the far side with McCartney coming around.
And this is the first Colony Grove corner kick of half number 2. Tregarden will be the in-swinger.
Can Campisi get to this and keep his kitchen clean?
So set piece, a big one here. Saul Damas elevate that time for Birmingham. No damage done. The Rowdies will have it on the goal kick.
He immediately apologized to his coach. That delivery was too far from the goal. Even if Ronaldo Damas did get ahead to it, he'd have to generate all the power to get it past Campisi.
First game for Mark Briggs as the head coach for Birmingham. Got to feel like he's under a lot of pressure and kind of put in a tough spot tonight. Anytime you look at your schedule, this is the first game out of the gates. Certainly going to be challenging.
On a desperate Rowdies team in our land. And after the Campisi saves in the opening 10 to 15 minutes, that desperation turned into a calm desperation. And that's what you want.
Arteaga trying to squeeze one through. This is Pacias. Pacias. Oh, couldn't get it off to his right where Bassett was there waiting. Now it's Trejo. Good pace this time from the Legion. Now he's scrambling to get back.
There's Hernandez again.
Tregarden puts this one airborne. Damas Rowdies will track it down again. Top of the box here. Jake Roof. Lasso able to clear.
You know, between Tregarthen and Roof, I know they want to be aggressive and try and get the ball behind the Rowdies defense, but they have such a talented team with the ball at their feet. Tyler Pasha, Damas, Enzo Martinez and company. They really shouldn't rush the cross. When you just put the ball into Castellanos and Lasso in the air, Lasso and Castellanos are just going to feed on that. You have to bring the ball back into the middle on top of the D and try to create something.
Legion finding feet. There's Nyongaberi to break it up. Pacific Nyongaberi is so physical he can be. The Rowdies will have it here.
And fast. So Trejo, who is nimble, is having a hard time getting any separation from Nyongaberi.
At this point of the match, we usually mention who is available tonight off the bench for the Rowdies. Of course, the two youngsters, Nate Worth and Andrei Mustali. They've seen action for Tampa Bay this year. Lawrence White also available. Alex Rodriguez. Lewis Hilton, again, but likely not going to see action. See the youngsters getting loose, though, for Tampa Bay. Lawrence White, a guy that certainly would like to see number 27 right there in the drills.
I want us to pay attention to Leo Fernandez, who had such a brilliant first half, but going back into the locker room at this age and slowing down and becoming cold to get back up again in the second half may take him a little longer, and he may not get back up for the second half and has to be substituted in the 60th minute.
Now the 16-year-old Hamoda. Trejo, a little sloppy that time. And it's going to be Nyongaberi here to throw it in for Tampa Bay. Hard to believe only one victory this year for this Rowdies club. Will tonight be number 2? Lasso with Guillen. Casio gives it a ride. Arteaga as well.
Again, showing off that press from Birmingham. They always were a pressing team, and Coach Briggs is going to continue to enforce that. Completely getting back possession from the Rowdies from a controlled press. Again, forcing them to the sidelines. And here it comes again.
Arteaga got his first goal of the season last week. Of course, doesn't count towards regular USL Cup matches, being it was a Jägermeister Cup match, but still to him,
look out.
It counted. Comes back now, Tregarthen.
Roof was overlapping through the middle, and Forrest Lasso had to chase Tyler Pasha, which allowed Roof to get in on goal. Luckily, Tregarthen just could not find that pass.
This is Pasha. He is not afraid to go into traffic. And now Roof. Roof trying to sneak one in. Pasha once more. Tyler Pasha, Birmingham dominating possession here. Lets it go with the left foot. Fernandez able to block. Rowdies very much on the defensive here to start half number 2. Fernandez gets a piece. Arteaga sending it forward for Bassett if he can get to it.
Superb positioning by McCartney. There was no chance Bassett could have beaten him on that counter. As soon as the ball was played into the space, McCartney was right there and had enough pace to recover.
So this game, Ryan, has the feel of Birmingham really starting to command the ball, really knock at the door. If you're the Rowdies now, do you take notice? Do you change anything? Or do you just stay patient, stick to your game plan?
I think as of right this second, in 60 minutes gone, you stay with what you have, you stay compact, you frustrate Birmingham, and you try to get past us on a counter-attack, or Leo Fernandez to create something. But if this continues, you're going to have to bring fresh players in the midfield to then compete for the ball in midfield. And Nate Worth, for example.
Rowdies have not had a chance yet in the second half. This is Hamoda. Fernandez, Foster circling back in that center circle. Coach Coleman looking at his bench, and we could be moments away from that first Rowdy sub. Pasher and Birmingham take some air out of it here. Here Coleman coaching the Rowdies, saying get to the ball, get to the ball. Applauding that effort. Jake Roof now. So many great sponsors for the Rowdies. I want to tell you about our favorite though, Hooters, the original wing joint. Hooters since 1983, the original on Gulf to Bay Boulevard. One of the great franchises across the country.
Always have a great view in Hooters. Fantastic stuff. The wings are incredible.
I always stop at the one on 4th Street on the way home.
They know your name, Drew.
20 hot wings.
Yeah.
Nice cold beverage with it. Can't beat it. Jake Roof now with Pasher.
Trouble.
Arteaga, a little awkward that time, clutching his right shin. We'll keep an eye on that. And let's see if Manuel Arteaga is going to be okay here. That definitely looked awkward as he went down.
Yeah, well, Fanuel Cavita was just trying to clear the ball or pass the ball, but that doesn't mean the bottom of his cleats didn't catch Arteaga when he did get the ball. And Arteaga, we saw him limping in the last match against Miami. Even after he got the goal, he's limping again. Here's Cavita just going to clear it, and there's the underneath of his foot, his cleats, catching Arteaga. Inadvertent, but no less painful.
Manuel Arteaga has taken some knocks this season. 17 goals a year ago. Certainly been a lot tougher sledding here in 2025. The veteran certainly up to the task. And you said it, Ryan, once those goals start coming, it's like toothpaste that comes out of that toothpaste tube. Can't put it back in, just keeps going out.
How much toothpaste do you use?
A lot. Too much. Always overdo it.
Okay.
Overdo it with ketchup as well.
Yeah, join the party.
Ketchup on crispy hash browns. Is anything better?
That sounds incredible.
Here's Nyongaberi now. He's had some incredible moments as a Rowdy. Pacific Nyongaberi to Arteaga on the ground. Van Oekel gets down. That ball on frame. A great save, though, by the keeper.
This is right up Arteaga's alley. He wants the ball in a tight space where he can finish just one touch and then use his technique. Nyongaberi, again, just being persistent. One touch, shoulders down, head down, chest down, laces on the ball. Again, Van Oekel makes it look too easy. Uh-oh.
Heads up, though. The Legion coming the other way. It's Damas on his horse. Lasso backpedaling. Ronaldo Damas right side. Enzo Martinez. Rowdies in the thick of it. Guillen knocking it away. And another defensive stand to remember.
Well, Enzo Martinez, he's physical with the ball or without the ball. And as Aaron Guillen came in to tackle, he started to hug Guillen. And I think the referee saw that and gave the foul in Rowdy's direction. But again, Rowdies, Drew, this is scary. Up 1-0, dispossessed, and then you have to backpedal to try and stop Damas here. Finding Enzo Martinez, excellent first touch, but here comes Aaron Guillen to the rescue, and he starts to a little rumble in the jungle.
And here comes Lawrence White, the player we told you is due for a good shift. Here for the Rowdies. White, 100 miles an hour all the time. Certainly a jolt of energy. And Pasillas will exit here for Tampa Bay.
Maybe the Rowdies are going to one forward. They started the match in a 4-4-2. They may go to a 4-5-1 and just frustrate Birmingham just a little bit more. Lawrence White is back at right back. Nyongaberi's gone to right midfield.
Oh, nicely done. Arteaga gets it back. Fernandez lays it left. Bassett with the shot. Sent back by Van Oekel. Oh, what a sequence.
Well, the slide tackle by Nyangaberi created the counter press, and Leo Fernandez put it on a platter. And Bassett just trying to put it on target. Look at Nyangaberi, he created it. Arteaga giving up to the Brazilian, puts it right through the path. Van Uckel making himself large.
That is a huge play in this game. So a couple real nice opportunities for the Rowdies here. Tampa Bay will have possession 66 minutes in to this game. 1-0 is the score. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis. Hope you're enjoying it tonight on Tampa Bay's 44 or also on ESPN Plus.
So the Rowdies have most certainly gone to a 4-2-3-1 with Van Keziel and Cristostomo sitting in front of the back four, and then the three across will be Nyangaberi, Leo Fernandez sitting behind Arteaga, and on the left side Bassett, with Arteaga being the sole forward. They're going to be mindful in this formation. You build up as a team, you can't really get stretched. You move up as a group in a 4-2-3-1.
So now Fernandez will put it on the ground here for Tampa Bay. Leo Fernandez already a goal in this game off a penalty kick. Lofts this one in the air for Lasso. Forrest shielded off, but he collects now for the Rowdies. Lasso showing some fancy footwork. He gets taken down from behind. Play continues. But how about that for Forrest? The Rowdies' big man making it happen here tonight. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, the lumberjack in the back found himself out of the forest.
Ian's got a retreat here. Pasher, not enough on at that time. Tregarthen missed him.
Beautifully done by Rowdies to have a goalkeeper who's also good with his feet. He put that ball right on Irangian's head to then get it to Venkai Azil, and it took the pressure right out of the press.
Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. USL All Access Tuesday nights. You can hear live matches as well. Premier League, MLS, USL, and more on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Again, that All Access show Tuesday nights, 7 Eastern Time. Little 1-2 action here from the Rowdies. Crisostomo and Bassett trying to hook up. This is Damas now and Forrest. They have gotten to know each other very well here tonight. And Damas going to get the benefit of the doubt there.
Well, he was the only outlet, Damas, and he did a great job to provide that outlet, but Forrest Lasso was never going to allow him to turn. Free kick or not.
Line change about to happen here for the Legion. Thiago Suarez will enter the game. And I guarantee you Coach Coleman will take note as Birmingham is about to get a whole lot fresher here in this moment.
Well, they're about to change their formation. They came into the match in a 4-3-3, and they're going to start bringing more attacking players into that middle of the park. And Damas, who let's just say did not have his best night, and Campisi was a big part of that in the early start of the match.
Damas, you can definitely tell, does not want to come out of this match. Again, they're adjusting. Brand new head coach Mark Briggs, trying to set a new standard.
Yes.
So anytime you got a transition happening, it's certainly going to take a little bit of time for everybody to get acquainted. Martinez now spreading it right. And this is Pasher. Pasher with a good move. Tyler Pasher again puts it on the doorstep. Shot taken and scored. Legion have pulled this one level. Enzo Martinez delivering.
The leader of the pack, Enzo Martinez, 34 years young, pouncing. But make no mistake, Tyler Pasha wrong-footed everyone on the right-hand side and passed what we call a dribbler across the goal. He's always going to go left. Got back to the byline and it went through so many legs. And it fell kindly for Martinez, who made no mistake, drew on a tight angle. No way Campisi could save that one. And Enzo Martinez, he just shows up for this team. Has a nose for goal, can control the middle of the park with passing and tackling, and can finish with the best of them.
Enzo Martinez has just been nails for this Birmingham organization as he does it again.
Lawrence White, who just came onto the pitch, is back down.
Lawrence White was injured. And the Rowdies' first match here at home, so it's been on the shelf for a little bit of time. And it was that Louisville City match where he was shaken up. Or I believe Loudoun United match, correct that. When White was not the same after that outing, and hopefully he is okay here. It looks like he's going to have to go off. Or at least it looks that way.
Yep, he's heading to the sidelines. Well, I think because he got some medical attention, the only way he can get back on the field is from the halfway line. Full credit to Birmingham Legion. They kept moving the ball. Tyler Pasha, who's there, Leo Fernandez. He can work in tight spaces. Completely wrong-footed Crisostomo. And then went to the byline and put the ball in the danger area. And it fell kindly for Enzo Fernandez. And you have to give this experienced Birmingham team credit. They're on the road in Al Lang. You're not hearing the Al Lang crowd anymore because they dominated possession, coming out in the second half, and then took their time, got their chance, and having a person of the quality of Enzo Fernandez to finish it.
Martinez again on top of it here. So Birmingham feeling really good about themselves. Legion take their time. Jake Roof once again. Again, I mentioned after the substitution, you saw the jolt of energy by this Birmingham side.
Well, since the second half began, Birmingham 67% possession. And that's okay. The Rowdies were nursing a 1-0 lead and trying to catch this Birmingham team on the counter-attack. So they allowed Birmingham to have the ball. But they're so crafty, Birmingham, with Pasha and Martinez, etc.
Fernandez, Foster here. Danny Trejo again operating on the far side. Sliding it now to Preston Tabor Ataka. Ataka. Ball will go across that end line. Rowdies will have a goal kick.
I mentioned about 10 minutes ago when Birmingham were trying to cross the ball that they need to slow it down and come through the middle with their talented players. They did just that. We saw Ataka do exactly that as well. Refused to cross the ball, keep the ball on the ground, took players on with that skill.
Ataka, another dangerous player. And this attack out of Cameroon. .26 years old. There's Ataka. Crisostomo now shielding off the defender. Rowdies will have it. Lawrence White. 75th minute here. Still plenty of time for Tampa Bay to get things together here. But again, a bit of a slow start to start the second half. We saw that a week ago in that Miami match. Leo Fernandez going to get called. Unfortunate. Looked like Leo was clean. Now it's Pasher. Spreading the wealth here. Jake Roof. Roof inside the 18. Here it comes again. It's scored. The Legion double their lead. Danny Trejo, 2-1 game.
Smartly done by Birmingham again. They keep the ball on the ground. Ball starting off on the right-hand side. Itaka, those fresh legs. But not only fresh legs, he's a dribbler. He's exciting. He's confident. And he's taking on players. Into Itaka. This is where he starts to make inroads. Goes straight to the byline. Puts it in the mixer. And Trejo beats Lawrence Wyke, who just came on as a sub. And once he wins that race, he's in point-blank range.
Danny Trejo, his golden opportunity, makes the most of it. Just beautifully done on the cross. And the Rowdies don't have an answer here. Let's see if Tampa Bay can get it together. This home crowd's got to get behind them. It is dead silent right now at Al Lang.
Well, we talked about the mentality. Last week, a 3-0 lead. It was given up. However, this Rowdies team is resilient. Coach Coleman talked about that resilience, talked about working on that in practice, having a stronger mentality. They're up 1-0. They made a very concerted effort to stay compact, sit tight, and frustrate Birmingham and catch Birmingham on the break. Now remember, Bassett and company had some golden opportunities to convert in the second half. Didn't take those opportunities, and Birmingham adjusted. They stopped crossing the ball into the trees, into Cassiano and Lasso, and they started to keep the ball on the ground with Pasha, Itaka and company, and they created 2 goals with that sort of skill and that mentality.
Youngerberry and the Rowdies trying to gather themselves. Lawrence Wyke sends a missile into the box, and Arteaga was in the zip code, just couldn't get to it. 2 straight goals by the Legion here late. And the Rowdies set to make another move here as Endri Mustali will come on. The youngster has gotten some minutes late in games. Did have a presence in the PK shootout down in Naples. Leo Fernandez frustratingly comes off. Let's see if Mustali can make something happen.
Well, to be fair, Leo Fernandez influenced this first half, the first half with Campisi, and gave Rowdies the lead. Understandably, he's not 100%, and with his age, playing 75 minutes is understandable. Now, Rowdies go back to a 4-4-2 with 2 genuine centre forwards in Mustali and Arteaga. And now they're going to play a lot more direct, Drew. Looks like Torres just came in.
Yes, that's Roman Torres on here for Birmingham. So lots of substitutions both ways.
Torres coming from Tulsa Athletic. And now playing in the big dance, USL Championship.
Oh yes, out of Dallas, Texas. Lasso. And it'll be sent down here for the Legion. Birmingham now on the road with a 2-1 lead. You got to think they are going to be content here. Just protect their own goal. You got to love Mark Briggs as a head coach, what he has meant to the league, and again is showing he can step right in and motivate a club. Rowdies trying to answer here late.
May not be as easy as that, Drew. Don't forget, Coach Briggs brought on a lot of attacking players to get back in the game. Those attacking players are still on the field. You don't want to ask those attacking players to become defenders too often. So they may stick in neutral rather than go into the defensive posture to try and finish this match.
This is Aaron Guillen. Crisostomo. Ben Casillo. Always talk about Lewis Hilton and what he means to the Rowdies. He has been the quarterback of this team in years past, the last 5-6 seasons here on this pitch. The Rowdies, he's so excited to see him come back eventually.
Certainly the orchestrator. He dictates the tempo in the center circle for the Rowdies. He's also excellent with recoveries.
Arteaga, little 1-2. Manny Arteaga dribbling, little traffic that time, lets it go. It's going to sail over. Rowdies will have a corner.
The back heel from Aaron Guillen, who came all the way up from left back into Arteaga's path. A thing of beauty.
I mentioned Lewis Hilton because you said he dictates the tempo, and there's just moments where the Rowdies, I think, really miss him.
Yes.
Some of these premier games. So Bassett now will place it down. Time slowly starting to be a factor in this game.
That was not the time by Bassett to have a poor delivery. But it's going to allow Birmingham to come out of their shell now as the ball goes back to Campisi. Enzo Martinez is as shrewd as they come.
Look out, this is Torres. Roman Torres, he is ambitious. So is Martinez. Oh, Trejo nearly reached up for the ball that time.
He did.
That's a clear handball.
Martinez apologizing, understanding he should slow things down, not take any chances up to 1, and he did exactly that.
Soccer season is here. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. You can get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
The World Club Championship will be played right here in the US this summer. In Orlando, Florida, Manchester City against Juventus. And that is going to be a premier tournament that people from around the world are going to come to the US to witness.
Also the World Cup coming.
So that's just a prerequisite of the World Cup for next year.
2026, Mexico, United States, and Canada hosting. Bassett gives it a ride with the left foot. Ollie Bassett, he is like an engine on the field right now for the Rowdies. Never stops moving.
And they all know what the game needs. They slow the game right back down, Drew. And they move up as a group. They don't want to get caught, Birmingham, stretched. So the black shirts are continuing to move up as a group, even if they have to go backwards.
Change the point of attack, the Legion. Playing with tons of confidence here on the road, 83rd minute. Rowdies took a 1-0 lead into the locker room. Birmingham came out a house of fire in the second half. They've scored 2. So now it's White, a little shove in the back that time. A little acting job too on that far side. These are the moments where, if you are a Rowdies fan, you're wondering, where is that goal going to come from? Late in matches, the Rowdies usually had that guy to really strike fear in the opposition. Crisostomo saying is, with Pasillas out this time, Arteaga right now has got to be that guy. Arteaga touching back, and now Guillen.
Now the Rowdies just lost their mojo, and now Birmingham have got all behind the ball. Every player but Campisi is in the Birmingham half.
Bassett trying to get to it. Puts it up. Arteaga in the neighborhood. Van Kazeel. Knocked around here by Tampa Bay. White just lost it. Now a foot race. Lasso again on an island. Dangerous. Tabort Ibaka.
Wow.
Trying to get an angle. Oh, well done by Ataka. Doesn't get the goal, but certainly commanded the respect of about 3 white jerseys. Campisi came down with it.
He's a one-man army. He completely took on 3 shirts, got the shot off. Forrest Lasso with a lunging stop. Good for him. But at this point, the Rowdies need to play again with some pace in the last third of the field. Bassett's certainly one of those players that needs to get on the ball. He's showing on top of the center circle. Now that Leo Fernandez, the other player that can play in tight spaces off the field, Mustali's going to have to come deep, get a hold of it. And Birmingham very disciplined at this point.
Rowdies now attacking. Mustali there in the mix. Nyongaberi, again, little contact from behind. It'll just be a corner for Tampa Bay. Well, the USL on CBS Sports Network kicks off May with a matchup of NorCal rivals, Oakland Roots SC. They'll battle Sacramento Republic May 4th, 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network.
Ramiz Hamuda with a goal-saving tackle on Nyongaberi.
Bassett putting it in place. Oh, very close. Manuel Arteaga got a good piece of it that time.
One of those floating headers. You're hoping it would just loop into the back of the net. Arteaga right on top of the penalty spot. And it just loops over that crossbar.
You'll watch Van Oekel. Those instincts aren't quite the same as when he was in his early 20s. But the old man can certainly still get it done, and that's why he is on the field. He's got those instincts, doesn't he?
His positioning against Bassett in the early part of the second half, just to make himself large and to save it, is just a prime example of knowledge, of knowing the game and knowing the positioning.
Trejo pleading his case. Lawrence Wyke once again. Lawrence Wyke certainly not afraid to stir things up, as he's doing right now.
Talk about fiery. Lawrence Wyke is fire. And Itaka and company are just so confident now running into space as the Rowdies players push forward in trying to get a goal. With his sort of pace and skill, he's just having a party on the field. To the corner flag they go. Still a solid 2 minutes remaining, plus extra time. And Birmingham are going to keep it right here in this corner by the corner flag. We are not in any rush. And Enzo Martinez is just a shrewd old owl.
One more substitution going to be made here. And Stephen Turnbull is going to come in, replace Danny Trejo. Trejo, what a night for him. Started out a little bit frustrated, but just kept on keeping on. And
that is
he is on the verge of converting the game winner.
Yep, that is a forward for a defender. Turnbull coming to reassure things in the last minute and a half of regular time. And they're going to stay right here. And now they win a corner.
Ball be left on the ground here.
Looks like the referee changed it to a free kick or an offside maybe.
Once again, we're not going to have a ton of extra time. This second half has been very fluid. I'm going to guess about 3 to 4 minutes. See how the Rowdies use it. Final minute of regulation. 2-1 the count. Rowdies again, backs against the wall here.
Again, Bassett trying to find that seam to get on the ball. And Aaron Guillen is having a howler.
Turnbull now will leave it. Birmingham will let that clock continue to roll. Jake Roof. It'll be, if this score holds, the second victory of the season for the Legion. Rowdies still with an opportunity here. See what they can cook up. Castellanos and Lasso will start the build-up. Chrysostamo. Who is going to step up in this big moment?
As they go side to side here, seams are going to open up.
6 minutes extra time for the Rowdies. So plenty of time for the Rowdies to cook something up. Lasso will cut down this run. And now Nyongaberi. And White will settle.
Here's Bassett finally getting on the ball all the way.
Ali Bassett ran into traffic. Maybe the smallest guy on the field, but a huge heart. Van Keesil now trying to work his way through the middle. Arteaga as well. Bassett trying to keep it, goes to the ground. Traffic, but here's Nyongaberi. Big time contact. Rowdies will get the benefit of the doubt, and a penalty on the way.
Well, it's scrappy and a free kick for the Rowdies. It's scrappy, they're not really connecting, but they certainly have spirit and understanding what they need, and they're just throwing their bodies, and Nyongaberi takes advantage of this sort of commotion, bundling over, and here comes that slide tackle by Fernandez in desperation. Now Leo Fernandez, the talented Brazilian left footer, it would be perfect for his angle. The Rowdies only have some righties on the field at this point.
Birmingham forming the wall. Turnbull, the bookend. Coach Coleman looking on. Arteaga and Bassett on top of it for Tampa Bay. Manny Arteaga, little floater. Go far post off the head of Castellanos. Inside the box now, still live, Castellanos. Rowdies keep possession.
Smart play by the Rowdies.
Hang on to your seat, it's Bassett. Van Oekel able to run up and douse the flames.
Well, Van Oekel is going to manage the game now. This is what goalkeepers are supposed to do. Whether you're down a goal and you get ball back into play with distribution, or your upper goal is slow things down and punt the ball to the corners. Because there's no natural left footer on the field, the Rowdies do a clever thing. They chip it into the box, looking for a header, just put the ball into the mixer. Birmingham do a great job staying disciplined.
Now it's Mustali. Nicely done. Outstanding touch. Nyongaberi in the box. Pacific Nyongaberi crossing through. Score! It's tied. We asked who was going to be the hero. Nyongaberi says right now is my moment.
And what a moment to get your first goal in the USL Championship this season. He won the free kick just minutes ago. Now he picks the ball up on the right-hand side for Mustali. Clever pass inside. He gets into the box. Look at that sharp turn. One, it's all power. Two, and then the outside of the foot. He's right at the doorstep at this point. There's nothing Van Oekel can do. It's straight at him, but it's so close. And Nyongaberi just gets past two defenders to get in point-blank range. And the man from Grundy saves the day.
Rowdies fans can't believe what they just saw. Number 7 just took over this match. What a sequence. Doing it himself. Pacific Nyongaberi, second-year Rowdy.
Still 2 minutes of injury time. Birmingham have players now right on top of the 18 box, right on top of the 18-yard box. And Roof wants some of it as well. He's coming in to join the party.
Ball delivered. And this one overshot this time. So Campisi's going to put it down. And the Rowdies have plenty of time to work with. Forrest Lasso comes up to defend his keeper. That's Tabor Taka being a nuisance. Official will step right in. Abdul Njai, finally a card. Tabor Taka.
He made it very clear to Campisi that he's keeping track of the time. So.
Oh, what a thrill. Mustali held from behind. Amoda able to track it down. Rowdies still can muster another chance here. This is Torres. And Van Keesil able to gather it. Tampa Bay starting to get a little spring in their step here as it's Wyke. Crisostomo didn't see the defender behind him. Debordetaka just grand theft that time. And he goes down in the center circle. So this will be a card.
Well, it's that time of the match. It was careless by Torres to give the ball away in the midfield, and the Rowdies turned it right back over. And in this league, that's where you get the most of your goals, by counter-attacking in open space. And Forrest Lasso had to take one for the team. Coach Briggs wants them to relax, wants them to understand they're in our lounge stadium, they're on the road, they came all the way back from 1-0 down to take a 2-1 lead. Yes, they gave it up, but try to understand what's at stake. They don't want to push players forward and get caught on the counter.
So now the Legion trying to make the most of what could be their final chance. Lasso knocking it down. Rowdies now take control. Bassett will operate. Ali Bassett grabbing the shorts. Finally that tug going to be called. That was in progress too. He's asking for some discipline. We'll just play on here. Crisostomo and now Castellanos. Tampa Bay and Birmingham, another night to remember here at Al Lang. Rowdies still have hope of getting 3. Lasso floats this one to the right. Nyangaberi knocking it down. Wyke now sending it into the box, into Mustali's direction. He is 6'4", so he's got the reach. Just overshot him just a bit.
Well, he had him, Lawrence Wyke. He saw Mustali, his big target, and just overhit it.
So 2-2 will be the final. Take a deep breath. Rowdies will come away with the point. Birmingham will as well. Steve Coleman and Mark Briggs embracing, and all around one heck of a match from start to finish. Rowdies started off a little bit bumpy there in the second half. They were able to recover. You gotta like the fight from the home side late in this game.
Yeah, Nyangaberi answering the bell, but Mustali with a clever little pass inside. He drew a crowd, Mustali, laid it off to Nyangaberi, but 2 fantastic dribbling motions to get to the 6-yard box, and then the outside of the foot finish. Incredible goal from Nyangaberi. Lawrence Wyke didn't have that much of an influence coming into the game, but the Rowdies maybe a little bit disappointed with the way they started the second half, allowed Birmingham to get back in the game, and also Birmingham with changing their tactics, keeping the ball on the ground, coming through the middle. Players like Pitaka, Tyler Pasha, turning the game upside down and getting the equalizer and going ahead. Now Leo Fernandez, what a game he's had. He influenced the Rowdies throughout the first half. He gave them poise and control in the last third of the field, created the penalty, converted the penalty. And what about Campisi, Drew? 4 point-blank saves to start the match.
So Matt Van Oekel under fire late, and the veteran, I think he'll settle for that 2-2 draw. All players just laying it on the line here tonight. Great respect also amongst these two clubs. The start of the Mark Briggs era is underway in Birmingham. First match tonight with the Rowdies, enemy territory. 2-2. What an emotional ride it was. All right, Steve Coleman joins us now. And Coach, in those final moments, we're wondering who can step up here for the Rowdies. Pacific Nyangaberi. What can you say about the man from Burundi?
It's amazing, wasn't it? This place has been built over the last 50 years on magical moments like that. And yeah, it was a beautiful thing to watch. So late on, it certainly got the pulse racing on the touchline.
Coach Leo Fernandez, he absolutely influenced the first half, won the penalty, converted it. How much effect does he have on the rest of the team when he's on the field?
Yeah, he does great. He's fantastic. He gets on the ball, he links the play together, he roams where he wants to go, and he's obviously a real danger over the last however many years he's been doing that, and it's great to have him back on the field.
All right, Coach, moving forward now. You've got a big match this Wednesday, Orlando City, MLS side. Of course, anytime these two clubs get together, it's fun. What can we expect here moving forward?
Well, more of the same, hopefully. You know, we're prepared properly over the next couple of days as best we can with the time we have, and we'll expect a good game and a good occasion for this football club.
All right, Coach Coleman, best of luck here this week.
Thank you, chaps.
Steve Coleman and the Rowdies, a 2-2 draw, and what a night it was from Al Lang Stadium. We'll wrap it up, show you some final highlights, and look ahead when we return to downtown St. Pete.
Need a reason to smile? We've got 4. Weeknights from 5, it's a block of nonstop laugh-out-loud comedy. At 5, kick back with the Connors. At 6, the laughs keep rolling with American Housewife. At 7, the jokes get even bigger with 1 hour of Friends. And at 8, it's comedy gold with Flipside. 4 hours, all comedy, all laughs. The Comedy Block. Weeknights from 5 to 9 p.m. only on Tampa Bay 44.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better with our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
So what makes the original Hooters so special? Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. Hooters, always original.
So it's a 2-2 draw. Birmingham and Tampa Bay. Rowdies had the lead early. Legion come back. They have the lead late. The Rowdies break their hearts late, courtesy of the man from Burundi, Pacific Nyongaberi. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, hope you enjoyed the call. Let's look back at some of the key moments in this match here tonight. Early on, final score, Birmingham and Tampa Bay, 2 outstanding clubs and USL Championship, both looking to get back on track, and I think both made strides here tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Certainly some great moments to remember on another fabulous night of USL Championship soccer. For Ryan Davis and our entire TV crew, bringing you Rowdy Soccer, I'm Drew Felios. Have a terrific weekend, everybody. So long from downtown St. Pete.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.